Hey, Anthony.
Good to see you, man.
Good
How
to
you
see
doing?
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Good.
Nice to have this chat.
I remember when I joined, right? I was running sales for Velocix. We'd just done a carve-out, the first carve-out that we'd done as a business. And it was such an exciting time, right? Being part of a new company, a new way of doing things. And now running a group of companies, like being in charge of 5 different businesses. It's a really great proposition, right? It's really challenged me personally. And yourself? How have you?
Yeah, I was also acquired. We joined actually during the start of the pandemic. At the time, I was leading marketing at Collab. We had a relatively small team. We actually delivered a lot with a few resources. And then, yeah, when Lumine acquired us, we started to feel the acceleration. And it's been incredible from being part of a small Portuguese-based marketing team and then getting invited to step up to a group level role with the responsibility of assisting the marketings of multiple companies. And watching these best practices shape what we believe to be a new playbook. And then eventually where I am now, which is at a group level marketing operations role, meaning we are strengthening new businesses and we are preparing for what's next. So amazing acceleration.
You mentioned the playbooks, right? That's something that I'm really passionate about
myself. You
myself.
wrote the sales playbook, right?
I did. So I think one of the things that, when we joined Lumine that we really looked for is to try and learn more. Being part of a big company before, there's lots of general information, but nobody really has any examples or experiences. And I think one of the things that we really reacted to was seeing the playbooks, learning from people who've done these things before, who transformed their business. So the playbook covers many different things, many different topics, from sales, professional services, maintenance and managed services. It helps you understand your function, helps you understand how you can achieve more, the best practices that can be demonstrated through examples that we've achieved as to how you can transform your business.
I was challenged to write based on the best practices we did at Collab. It was early days. We were looking at what other businesses were doing. It was a very interesting challenge, to be honest, because a part of the knowledge we have, within us, but trying to structure that in a way that it's digestible by all the other marketeers and making them, like you said, believe in it, and not only believe, but also use it on a regular, let's say daily or weekly basis. That's something else. But when we put it in action, the first time I remember was an acquisition that we had done. The company was amazing, but done by engineers. So you can imagine how the brand was, and the first challenge was, okay, let's try to convince these people that they need a new brand. And we used some of the best playbook ideas. And it was amazing to see the mind transformation in those engineers and people in general at that company. And once the rebrand was complete, or the new brand, it was not a rebrand, it's a completely new brand, the feeling of ownership that they had, it's like, the feeling of having a new toy or completely shiny, and you kind of want to protect it because it's your new baby.
Yeah.
And because they were part of the process in launching all the new colors, logos and statement, brand positioning, they would now be brand ambassadors. How do you make sure when you are discussing with these people that they are actually adopting the playbook and living by the black belt standards that we try to?
Yeah, it's a really great question. I think one of the things that I personally look for is to engage and to communicate strongly with the business. In the early days of getting a playbook, you see the challenge, you think, wow, this can be achieved in my business. And many people have doubts at the beginning going, I've come from a big company, or I've come from a small company. And there's nothing better than when you first see that adoption of the playbook. When they go to a customer, they have an engagement and they come back and go, you wouldn't believe it. We had this conversation, we followed the playbook and the customer had such a positive reaction. With the playbooks, we have, as you mentioned, a strong set of metrics, a strong set of KPIs that we're expecting people to achieve. And by helping people understand, well, how are you getting forward with those KPIs? How are you achieving them? What can you do to get there better? And for me, that detail-orientated nature is something that's so important to us. We love data.
Yeah.
We love detail.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's about facts and understanding really what's going on in this business.
I felt the same. When we were acquired and I started to adopt the Lumine way of working, my first reality check was the level of metrics and data that we had available and that we were required to track. And when we now onboard new marketeers and we start walking them through the playbook, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's not a checklist to see if it works. It's a tool to ensure it will work. Looking ahead, how do we scale for growth?
Yeah, that's the brilliant thing about the program. As we acquire new companies, we bring on new people, and the playbooks give us that opportunity to engage with them, to showcase what we can do, and actually bring them into the program. So as we scale and grow, we want to bring those people in, make them yellow belts as they take those early steps to embracing change, and then ideally, when they've really become capable of the best practice in the playbook, become black belts. And that gives us the ability to scale. Those black belts go on to coach and develop other businesses and allows us to bring that knowledge to the number of businesses that we acquire every year.
I love that. And if you allow me to do a comparison, of course, you know that we compare the Rubik's Cube to the playbook. Yep. And it took me back to my days as a kid. And I remember when it suddenly escalated or you know, everybody was using the Rubik's Cube. And if we look at it from a perspective of scaling for growth, there were a few kids that actually knew how to solve it. And these kids were teaching the others the algorithms, which is, you know, if we
pretty
move
cool, right?
fast forward to a corporate organization, it's pretty much what we have here. Yes. We have the black belts who start explaining to the yellow belts, who then become black belts in the sense that they learn how to do it faster. And then they will propagate this knowledge into other areas of organization. Yeah. It's been great, Anthony. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
We'll see each other soon.
I wish you a great day.
You too.
Thank you.